Well, June deer chores, we got a bunch of weird stuff going on right now compared to normal. And you know, for example, May 26th, yesterday, we planted all our buckwheat, 14 acres of buckwheat. We normally do that around the 1st of June, but we have this big rain coming, 5-6 out of the next 8 days forecasted. Dark clouds back here. We already got a little spit of some drops today, but I can't miss that much of rain when it's in the forecast. We got to get some crops in the ground. Buckwheat normally early June, we've already gotten that in. Another thing, switchgrass. We're all good on switchgrass this year. We use Liberty, a little bit different this year. 2,4-D has a residual, but 3 quarts per acre of Liberty with 2 pounds per acre of AMS wipes out a lot of stuff, and there's no residual, so we can spray and seed the same day, which is very convenient, kind of like glyphosate, but glyphosate doesn't kill that much. It's a very weak herbicide. So we used Liberty this year, and I was able to get switchgrass in and get some good sprayings in of Liberty to totally kill, so that we have a chance of having great switchgrass by the end of this year. And so we did that. A lot of you out there, you're spraying simazine, then you're hitting it with 2,4-D and Roundup, then you're hitting it with Roundup again, and then you put your switch down. Great practice. But we haven't had to worry about the residual of 2,4-D, so we've gotten another powerful kill in, and a lot more weed control, and it accelerated when we actually threw switchgrass down. Not to say it's not bad when you get it down in the ground early June, but again, we've gotten it down before these last 2 rains, which has been really a blessing. Now, shooting your bow. Jen and I were up in Canada, and she's like, last weekend we just went up there to open up our camp, do some fishing. And Jen actually caught her personal best up there, a 28-inch walleye. It was beautiful. We put it back in. It looked like a spawned out female, but man, what a thick fish. Really cool. But when we were up there, we're coming back, and Jen was saying how she couldn't wait to shoot her bow. And I can't wait to shoot my bow either, but I've had some really bad shoulder problems this year and arm problems. And so I have 3 appointments in June. I've already went to 1, and I got to go back in. They've taken x-rays. I don't know exactly what's wrong, but I can barely use that arm, and it's more in the arm than the shoulder. Like my shoulder, I don't feel a lot of pain. It's more in my arms. I don't know what's going on. We'll find out soon. But the thought of pulling my bow back isn't a very good one right now. So a little worried about that. I'm just talking to Dylan. I don't know if he'd give me a cortisone shot. I've never had that kind of stuff, and just limp me along through hunting season. I felt like last year I was limping along. My bow arm actually, when I'm aiming like this, during the season, there's at least twice where my arm gave out and the bow dropped while I'm shooting. Never on an animal or anything, but it was always in the back of my head that some days I was real shaky and some days I felt pretty good. So it just kind of goes up and down. We'll figure out that. Normally, shooting a bow would be a great thing this year. I'm sure Jen will in June. So now some things we are doing. Watering. We've had some outstanding rain. We had 2 3/4 inches of rain in a day and a half last week. And then now we have all this rain forecasted over the next 8 days. So normally we're watering our diversity pockets in June, because June at some point hits drought. They're doing fantastic right now. They're doing great. All the new stuff we put in along the road where the county killed and sprayed last year, those are sprouting, all the silky willows. So last year we didn't water. Because we had a great growing season. It got dry late in the summer, but everything was already established and doing great. So this was last year's planting. You can see how these explode. This is literally only 1 summer's worth of growth. Now we're into the 2nd summer. So I can't imagine how big these are going to be by the time we get into the end of this summer. They grew like 14 feet last year. I don't know if they're going to be 20 this year or 18. I don't really know, but they grew from a cutting the size of my pinky to... Those are about 2 inches in diameter, the 2 hybrid poplars in there. So they grew literally from a cutting to 2 inches in just 1 growing season. We normally water, and I would suspect, if normal, we'll get some drought the last couple weeks of June. But if not, we'll be happy not to water, because watering is a big pain. With all the shrub and tree plantings we had, 2 years ago when we had drought, it took us a day and a half of total water time to water all 200 shrubs, 150 trees. It was horrible. It was a lot of work. We did that about 12 times, 10 times, 12 times, right around there throughout the entire summertime. So something you have to do. Now, a big thing in June, we already have everything planted. We already have everything sprayed. We have everything reseeded for, say, some light clover areas from last year. Switchgrass, new switchgrass is already seeded. Everything's been chemically controlled all the way across the property. So we've already even started cleaning out. We have most of our water holes cleaned out with the rake. But we will typically, when all that's done, now it turns to what do we do with our tree stands and our blinds, and clearing shooting lanes, installing tree stands. Jen and I are going to install one of our tree stands this week. We already did in January and February. We'll continue doing that. And another thing is too, we're really getting on our trail camera game. We had a lot of cameras out for turkeys. We're going to get those off the turkey areas and start getting them back into our mock scrapes. So in June, we'll get our mock scrapes going. We'll get our cameras back on our mock scrapes. We always just clear a dirt patch under the mock scrape. Someone asked the same question twice, and I answered it both times for them just to try to help them out. They must not have seen the first one, but I have deer that are walking 5 yards away from my mock scrapes. They walk by and they don't come over and visit. Dylan, what would you tell them?
I'd move the scrape 5 yards, so they got to move their head around it.
So we always recommend that you hang the mock scrape right over the deer trail, right in the spot you intend to shoot the deer. When you're setting up a tree stand, trail camera, mock scrape, those all three go together. I'm looking at like, boy, that's a great spot where I'm going to shoot the deer on that trail. There's an overhanging branch. I'm going to hang that down. I'm going to pull 2 trees over their saplings, tie them together, hang that down right there. I'm going to tie 2 lines across trees, but typically you're putting the mock scrape where you expect to shoot deer, and you don't expect to shoot deer 5 yards off their deer trail. So that's the answer to that. But in June, we're making those adjustments of not relocating mock scrapes because we put them in the right spot, but we're cleaning out that patch right there, making sure that mock scrape's hanging right below it or right over it, and then they can work that up. So that's a big focus for getting around to our tree stands. We have some blind installs to do, and there's 2 things left. One is we pulled all our stuff off of the Coon Valley property we had in May, and that we leased, and we're putting on our new lease property for June. So not all exactly like that, but we're going to install water holes. We have to get our buckwheat food plots going, tree stands, the whole property design layout. We'll bring a lot of that to you, but that's going to be a big June thing. And another big June thing that we have every year is Father's Day. We have our charity event. We would love to see you guys there. I'll explain what the charity event is. It's for Camp Kicking Bear. It's for kids. We've had up to 43 kids at the event. That's not the focus of the event, but kids come for free, and it's Father's Day weekend. It's on Saturday, June 14th, starts at 10 a.m. It's an all-day event, and we have the entire Kicking Bear staff there ready to take care of the kids. They have tug-of-war, marshmallow fights, they throw hatchets, they shoot BB guns, they shoot bows. They have a really, really good time. There's a course set up for them, and Kicking Bear is there to help with out. One of the things I really want to highlight is we have a $100 raffle that when we only sell 100 of those tickets, and it's for a chance to hunt with us, with Jen and I, and stay with us here on the farm and hunt 3 nights the end of September. We love doing that. Dylan, we even have a food plot over here, Leo's plot. Tyler shot an 8-point right over here. We love these guys coming out and having a great time. In fact, a lot of those Leo we saw, hopefully Leo, I'm not calling you out on this, but Leo bought some raffle tickets again this year. He does every year because we had such a great time. And we hope to see Leo again with that. He always has an invite to come over here and hang out anyways, but for actually hunting in September, we don't allow a lot of people to hunt here. This isn't a guide service. We don't have leasing privileges. We don't take hunters out. It's basically Jen and I. Our kids go with us. My son-in-law Joey, really close friend Mike, and that's about it. My daughter Autumn's hunted out here. Jake and Sam come out and sit with us sometimes, but very limited hunters out here during whitetail season, and this is one way to get on the property, experience the whole property. But hey, we have a good time with you. We shoot our bows, sit around, we relax. It's nice because we plan on hunting in the evening, do whatever during the day. We love hanging out with you and getting to be friends during those days, and friends for that time and beyond. So $250 gets you in the door. We'll only usually have about 40 people for that. We have some incredible door prizes for the people that buy that $250 ticket, and including up to a Matthews bow. Dylan, I'll try to, so First Light gives an outfit away for that hunt. They give an outfit away for the charity event. We have about a dozen reveal cameras we give away. Redneck Blind gives a ghillie blind. Packer Max, Lincoln gives a Packer Max away. Jack gives a tree stand combo away, which is worth several $100s. Big Rock Trees usually gives a gift certificate for trees and cuttings. Deer Grow gives a bunch of stuff in there. I'll mention a little secret. I think this is the time to do it. For just this, I'll just give you a little glimpse into something going on. But Onyx is giving a free Onyx Elite membership to everybody that comes and attends. Tethered is giving away a tethered kit for tree saddle. And I always forget somebody, and I'm such an idiot for that. Dylan, I hope so. I feel really bad when I don't. So, but you know what's cool about that too? Like Brandon from First Choice Food Plots, he always donates time for in the field or money. We have people that donate every year. We have several donations already of thousands of dollars to that. This will be our 5th year doing this event, and we should eclipse $100,000. We're giving away around $20,000 up to $26,000 a year for this event. So we'll pass $100,000 this year, thanks to a lot of great people out there. This is something we do not make a dime on. In fact, we're in the hole. We give to this event, and we give a lot more than that. We'll be setting up for that. That's June 14th. We'll be setting up that whole week before then, and we'd love to see you there. It's a great time, a great event, and I'm still, Dylan, there's got to be someone, or a partner that I'm forgetting.
I can add the text on the screen.
Yeah, I feel bad that if I am. I'm thinking about lacrosse boots. They're giving away gift certificates for boots, and their rubber can koozies, pretty awesome. Vortex Optics is giving away, they gave away a rangefinder and a scope or binoculars, and then a bunch of other stuff too. So I even forgot those two, see? Dylan's right here to remind me of this stuff. I feel terrible when I forget that. But anyways, enough talking about that. There's a lot to do in June for different reasons, weird reasons, and I hope you guys are on schedule. We're actually early on some of this stuff this year, which doesn't happen very often, but we're on our way to having a good hunt this fall and a good Father's Day charity event. And I hope we see you there.